which is pretty interesting because he did help them win. What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So that On3 Elite Series is happening. I don't know exactly what it is, some type of camp or just a get together, but they've been doing a lot of interviews and taking pictures recently, and I was kind of noticing who was picking up and holding a USC hat. Obviously, the quarterback Julian Juju Lewis was holding one hat, and that was obviously USC, so it's pretty obvious that he is 100% committed as of this second, and that was great to see. But it's kind of interesting seeing some of the other guys who were holding stuff up. I believe it was that other five-star cornerback Dorian Brew was holding up a USC hat. The four-star wide receiver CJ Wiley was as well. The five-star safety Jonah Williams was holding one. And the five-star edge Isaiah Gibson was holding up a USC hat, and he is committed to USC right this second, but he was also holding up multiple hats as well, which was a little bit unnerving to see, because if you're 100%, at least close to 100% committed, like how the quarterback is Lewis, then you would probably just be wearing the one hat, because a lot of other guys just wore the single hat to the places they believe that they are committed to as of right now. But he decided to hold up a bunch of other hats, and all the other guys I mentioned, they are at least USC's in the running for them and gaining some momentum, but none of them are committed, unlike Lewis and Gibson. But Gibson kind of worries me a little bit, but I guess we'll just have to find some reinforcements if he ends up going somewhere else. But that was pretty interesting. Even the five-star cornerback Dejon Lee was there as well, and he said he was going to set a commitment for later in June, but I was kind of still surprised that all I heard was USC was in the running and one of his top schools, because he is a local guy, and of course he was not even holding up a USC hat, and I think even his final schools list does not include USC either, so that sucks to not be able to keep one of the five-star local guys, but hopefully he does not go to a team where USC has to play them multiple times while he's in college. And a couple of guys that USC still has a lot of interest in did set up and lock in official visits. I know that five-star safety Trey McNutt did set up an official visit, or he probably still did, but it looks like he is still going to come to that official visit, which is nice to hear. And then also the four-star linebacker Christian Jones is locked into a USC visit as well, and is looking forward to it too. So that's always good to hear when guys are coming into your school and still feeling good about it and looking forward to it and excited. So I'm happy about that. And there was a 2026 four-star athlete in Brandon Arrington who did receive an offer from USC last week, and I believe he was at the spring game as well. He even took a picture with Adoree Jackson there, which was pretty cool for him. But then I guess after that official visit, they did interview him, that official offer the other week. They did interview him recently, and he did say that growing up he did wear a lot of USC gear, and he still wears a lot of USC gear to this day. So yeah, that's always nice to hear when guys are still repping your school, even though your school has dumbly not offered them yet, because that spring game was almost a month ago already, if not more. So it's kind of weird that they are officially giving him a scholarship, but he is in the 2026 class, so it won't affect the 2025. But always good to get a jump start on those future classes. So yeah, I'm very happy to hear that he is still involved with USC. And an elite 2027 quarterback, Brady Edmonds, has recently had some high praise for USC, saying that if you're pretty much the starting quarterback for a school like that, you're pretty much the most popular person on campus. I don't know if I really like that comment as of this second, but he is still a young guy, because it kind of might seem like he's just in it for the popularity. But like I said, 2027, so he is going into his sophomore season, so we'll give him some time to mature. But apparently he's one of the better quarterbacks in that class, and if everything goes correctly, USC could have multiple guys over the next couple of years. Obviously, Julian Lewis this year in 2025 coming up, then Ryder Lyons in 2026, the Northern California guy, and then now Brady Edmonds, who I believe is a local California product as well in 2027. So hoping that this does come true. With Lincoln Riley, it is possible just because he does breed a lot of Heisman winners, especially at that quarterback position. So hoping for the best when it comes to this recruiting process for these quarterbacks. And two of the players that are transferring into USC basketball recently made it official by withdrawing their names from the NBA draft. I was kind of surprised because I thought that since USC announced them officially on social media that they weren't going to be in the draft anymore. But it was two guys. It was the wing player Chibuzo Agbo and Terrence Williams II as well from Michigan, who did withdraw from the draft and will be officially going to USC. So good news on that front, but yeah, it's kind of weird that they would have had like another couple open spots and had to go in the transfer portal again, but luckily they do not have to. And today the Chargers signed an offensive lineman, Alex Leatherwood, who was a recent first-round pick out of Alabama, to the Raiders, but ended up getting traded to, I think, Chicago and all that, but now is going to most likely be a backup for the Chargers. I liked him even the year before he came out of Alabama, and that year he got drafted too, but he just never got it going for the Raiders. Why would you? Trying to play for that organization, and then the Bears, I think he just became a free agent. So hopefully he still has a lot more talent left in there to unfold for the LA Chargers. And then the Duke softball team did get a couple of first team and second team All-Americans. I believe on the first team, it was only the outfielder Claire Davidson. But on the second team, they were able to get the pitcher Jayla Wright and the second base woman Amina Vega as well. So that was cool to see, and congrats to those women. And speaking of their game, I guess I did find out finally that they will be playing Thursday as you're watching this video, around 11:30 p.m. West Coast time. So yeah, looking forward to that. It is against obviously a tough team in Oklahoma, but hoping for the best and hoping for the big time upset for the Duke Blue Devil women. A 3-star wide receiver, Nasir Newkirk, did set up a June 7th official visit to Duke, so looking to see if he ends up picking Duke or not in the near future. And then Duke basketball coach John Shire recently said that they needed to find a group of guys that were all in when it comes to Duke basketball. So I don't know if he's talking about the guys transferring. I doubt he's talking about the guys who went to the NBA and Kyle Filipowski and Jeremy Kane, but maybe he's talking to some of the guys who transferred out. I doubt he's talking about Jeremy Roach, who was there for like 4 or 5 years, but I guess we'll have to find out at some point down the road. And apparently the Lakers are open to trading forward Jared Vanderbilt. I've always liked him, but obviously since getting on the Lakers, he has been dealing with a bunch of injuries, so maybe they could get something back for him. I don't know if they could take back a little bit more money, but I think he makes around $10 million this season coming up. I could be wrong, but Luke Kennard is still around $14 million, but that's still to a Western Conference team. You might look like Chicago, who has Alex Caruso at around $9 million. So I don't know. We'll find out, see what ends up happening with that situation. And for the last one, yes, when it comes to the LA Lakers, apparently Rajon Rondo is considered a finalist for one of the assistant coaching jobs for the Lakers, because every day kind of seems more and more likely that JJ Redick is going to be the coach. That's why he's been kind of making calls around the league, trying to get some of the guys to be his assistant coaches. And I think even the Lakers are going to interview James Borrego again. I forget if they interviewed him prior to this, but maybe they're going to interview him again to be one of the top assistants, because out of the main people that they are going after, he was an ex-head coach twice. But if it were up to me, I like Rondo. He's a very smart guy. And you kind of go and after see like some of the people that have been on JJ Redick's podcast to see if he would end up choosing them. But I don't think Borrego has. But if it were up to me, if he could only choose like up to 3 assistants, James Borrego would be my guy, especially as a top assistant, especially if Sam Cassell, who is looking and going out for other jobs too, if he ends up going somewhere else or getting a nice pay raise to stay wherever he is, then kind of have no choice. But I do like Borrego just as much as him as well. So I would pick that as your top assistant. Then Jared Dudley would be my second in line just because he was with the Lakers playing, did help them win that championship too. But he was, I want to say he was on the coaching staff, but maybe not, because then he did go and follow Jason Kidd and take one of the assistant jobs out there in Dallas, who have obviously been doing pretty well so far the past couple of years. But he could be your second in line, and then having Rajon Rondo, that computer of a mind when it comes to being on the basketball court, I think he could be pretty awesome for the Lakers, especially as one of the assistants. He'll be a very young assistant or regular coaching roster and staff, but either way, I still think it could work out, especially if you have like an older guy like Borrego who'd be able to help out JJ Redick, especially if a lot of those guys don't end up listening or getting out of line as well. But they also respect guys that they recently played with in Dudley and Rondo, and at least some of the more top guys on the team respect Redick enough to be the coach. So we'll see how this works out, but it's definitely becoming more and more interesting as the days go on. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.